Today we are going over episode 7 of season 2 of Love on the Spectrum USA. So please, stick around. Hi friends, my name is Claire and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it is like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum. I have autism. And whatever else feels good to me, so if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, ring the bell. We have made it. We have made it to the end of season 2. I actually watched the episode 2 days ago, and I don't like to wait this long to do a reaction because I don't have the best memory. But luckily, as per usual, I take detailed notes, so hopefully it will help me jog my memory. If you're new to the channel because of this reaction series, please know that I also reacted to last series, so if you want to check that out, please go right ahead. In general, I thought that they did okay this season with portraying autism and dating. Still leaving a lot to be desired, and I'm still gonna harp on Netflix, please, 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 what do we have to do to get you to pay people for what you're calling a documentary? I saw it somewhere on Netflix called a docu-reality series. That's weak sauce, man. It's a reality series. Please pay the people involved. Pay autistic people if they're going to be on the series. Anyway, episode 7. Yes, my room is an utter disaster. As you can see, I started sewing some curtains. Still have to finish those. There's just stuff everywhere. I'm making hats for Valentine's Day. Thank you for your patience. All right, Dani. Dani in this episode, I am so excited for her. So she is on a date with Adan. Basically, she asks him if he's open to sex before marriage. He says, in so many words, yes. It'd have to be the right person, but yes. And then she asked him if he feels like kissing, and they kiss. For some reason, I wrote sweet kisses, and I don't know why, but I'm sure they were. So congratulations. I wrote that Adan mentions that this is the first girl he's ever kissed. That's really sweet. Adan, way to do that on Netflix. I mean, what a brave... These people are so brave. Dating in public like this, so brave. Anyway, they were so sweet, kissing, holding hands, just enjoying themselves. I thought it was really funny when Adan's dad called in the middle of it all, because I feel like we've all been there. You know, you're just like having a nice time on a date and your parent calls, so way to just ignore it. Later on, they go on another date to Echo Park. He gives her a ring that he made in his jewelry class, and I thought that was really sweet. They did the swan boats. That was also really sweet. And then he asked Dani later on in the date if she wants to be his girlfriend, and she says yes. Thank goodness, because I think they're a really cute couple. I think they're a really good match. You can tell that they're masking less and less around one another. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here. The only thing I'll say about this episode that I thought was a little, I mean, maybe this is going to be controversial, but during their last date on the show, Dani brings him cupcakes and they practice kissing with the cupcakes, and she's kind of like showing him how to be a better kisser. I don't know if I would have put that on Netflix. Personally, it was like a little too much for me to watch. I thought maybe that could have happened during a private time. I don't know, guys. I have such a hard time as an autistic person sharing my thoughts and feelings because I don't know how they're going to be reacted to from other people. I know I'm giving my opinion, my reaction to the show. Did anyone else watch that and feel like it was awkward? I thought it was awkward last season when Dani was talking about learning to kiss via cupcakes. So to see her show Adan how to kiss better via cupcakes, it was weird to me. Not weird, but like it made me feel awkward. That's it. That's all I want to say about that. But listen, they're a really cute couple. I think they've got great energy. I'm happy to say that they're still dating, taking things slow. If you want to check out Dani's Instagram page, you can see that they're still dating and supporting each other, and they're super cute. And I think when I see the pictures of how Adan looks at Dani, yeah, Dani, way to go. I think it's so great. I think your relationship is great. Congratulations. Hope it continues to grow and turns into everything that you're both looking for. Way to go. Way to go, guys. Connor. I've really grown to consider Connor one of my favorite participants this season. I'm so glad that they brought him on the show. I've been following his Instagram as well, and it seems like he's a super funny guy. Can I just sit a bit more comfortably? Thanks. Awesome. After Connor's date with Emily comes home, his family wants to talk about it, his mother and his brother. He seems like he is very embarrassed to talk about it, especially on camera, but his mom is really excited, which is understandable. That's how parents are. I don't know if it is different for neurotypicals, because I'm not, but, you know, parents get excited about that kind of stuff. Well, moms do. Dads are usually like, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Emily and Connor go on a second date, and they bring their Star Wars dogs along, and I'm so happy that Connor was able to bring Chewie, because I find that within autism, animals really help us to feel more calm and brave. So that was probably a great thing for them to bring their animals on the date. The date goes really well. Connor brings her flowers. She brings Chewie / Connor a gift, a chew toy for the dog, and it's a Star Wars Chewbacca chew toy. So cute. Way to go, Emily. That's a great idea. If you want to get through to Connor's heart, I think the best way to do so is going to be probably through movies and his puppies. So, good one. I really did feel bad for Connor, though, when Chewie the dog started humping Ben, the other dog, and then Connor was so embarrassed. But listen, Connor, we've all been there. I have a dog, and they just misbehave, especially in the moment when you need them to behave. They're so good at home, and then you can't take them anywhere. I totally get that. But Emily was very understanding. I'm sure she's been there as well. It was so sweet. During this date, Connor works up the courage to tell Emily that he likes her and asks to hold her hand. They only hold hands for a short time, and I think Connor feels super nervous and doesn't know how to feel about it. I think he does a good job sharing how he's feeling with Emily and trying to make it not so awkward for both of them. Yeah, they go for a walk. They talk about Transformers. She asks him to go see Transformers in the future. He asks her to go on a third and a half date and meet his family, which I think is a big step. So I'm happy for them. It seems like it's going well. You can tell he's really nervous about the whole situation, and I get that. I've been there. The last thing we hear is that they're still spending time together, and he's working up the courage to ask Emily to be his girlfriend. So way to go, Connor. You've gone from never going on a date to trying to solidify the girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. Seems like it went really well for you this season. Gosh, isn't it difficult to establish relationships, especially with people that you've never met, especially romantic relationships? I'm so glad that things went well for you, Connor, and I hope that you and Emily have a good relationship. James goes on another date with Maggie. Beforehand, he's talking to his parents about the date and next dates, etc. I thought it was really interesting. He really wanted to wear shorts and sandals to this date. It made him feel more comfortable. And his mom, like, put the kibosh, is that the word, the phrase, on that. She's like, no, you gotta wear pants. What is with that? I think there's like this, like a social thing where pants are more acceptable on dates, maybe. Closed-toed shoes. More professional. Not sure. Anyway, he does that. He also brings Maggie a gummy flower bouquet, which was super cute. He brings peppermint patties for them to eat, more chocolate, so that if she wants to kiss again, they've got fresh breath. I did feel bad for James. Before Maggie shows up to the date, he gets attacked by some flies, and I think autistic people are hypersensitive to bugs and stuff like that. So he's like waving his hands, trying to get them to go away. So I'm glad that that was resolved before she showed up. But I'm assuming that she was already there and they were just getting ready to film, probably, right? Anyway, overall the date went well. You could tell that James was still really nervous. I was happy that his mom had spoken to him about, his mother and father had spoken to him about, you know, it's not like the end all of things if you guys don't have the same like likes and dislikes when it comes to food, because she did end up Maggie did end up mentioning that she was a vegetarian. And James really, I thought, took that in stride and thought to himself, you know, that's not like my preference, but that's okay. We can make that work. I would say if I had any criticism for James, I hate to do that because he seems like a nice guy, I probably wouldn't talk about throwing up if you smelled pickles on a date, even if it's something that used to happen. I would say in general, the topic of vomit on a date is not really something that gets people into the mood to do any kissing later on. But hey, I'm just one person. I think it highlights the fact that autistic people can sometimes have trouble picking out social cues and social norms. But in general, the date went well. They interview both of them. She says she's having a nice time. He says he's having a nice time. They kind of talk about, they hold hands. And also, at the end, they kiss again and talk about having another date. So, yeah, it seems like it went really well. At the end of the show, during the catch-up, they say, the mustard. At the end of the show, they mention that James and Maggie decided to just be friends, and that James was dating at the time of the update. James was dating a single mom. I happen to know that he's no longer dating anybody, just from his Instagram. So yeah, I wish James luck, and I hope that things continue to go well for him. Journey goes on another date with Talia. First of all, Journey, did you pick out the whole aesthetic for the date? They have a little picnic by the lake. Journey's in the cutest outfit I've ever seen. Like, holy Studio Ghibli. I want that hat. I want that cute little dress with the puffed sleeves. And then it's all aesthetic, right? She's in like pink and white, but then there's also a pink and white blanket with pink pillows. It is so cute. Oh my gosh. It looks like an Instagram dream. If I showed up for that date, I would be super, super excited. Like, I don't know that I've ever been on a date that somebody put so much time into making it look aesthetically pleasing. So that was cool. I thought the date went really well. I mean, there's nothing much to say. They had a great conversation. They went for a walk. They held hands. And then at the end, they talked about pursuing things further. At the end of the show, they did mention that they ended up not pursuing things any further, but that Journey was really happy with her experience on the show. And I would say, Journey, that's a great way to look at it. Obviously, you've got a lot going for you. You seem like a super cool person. You have a career trajectory that's really neat. Yeah, so I think you'll find your person. Just keep going out there and putting yourself out there and dating. And also, Talia seemed like a really nice person as well. So hopefully she'll find her person too, if that's, you know, what they want for their future. I love that they had Journey on the show. Journey, I think, represents a lot of the people who are watching my channel, later diagnosed artsy people. So I was happy to see myself more represented in the show. And yeah, good for you, Journey. Good for putting yourself out there on Netflix. That could not have been easy. Last thing to talk about in this episode was Abby and David. First of all, they're just the sweetest, most loving, wonderful couple, and I'm so glad that they found each other. When I saw them last season on their first date, I honestly could not tell if it was going well, but you know, I don't read situations well all the time. But because they were both nervous, they weren't making eye contact or looking at each other. I was having trouble, and also, okay, I was having trouble getting the vibe, but also at the end of the date when Abby was like, I don't know if I want to see you again. I'll let my mom know and she'll let you know. I wasn't sure how she was feeling, but I'm really glad that these two have found each other. Yikes, my camera's always overheating. Let's try this again. David sets up a really sweet date on their last night in Africa, and I just thought it was so sweet because they were trying to get to these chairs overlooking the savannah. Thanks guys for teaching me or reteaching me that word. And she was like, I can't see in the dark. And he was like, don't worry, I got you. And I was like, you do got her. You do got her, David. You're the best. Abby, you found a real catch in David. Let's just face it. What a catch. She's loving the date. She's like, this whole thing has been a dream come true for me. They are so sweet. They have some drinks and Abby has her glass of white wine, which I've seen on Instagram. I think is her, like, that's her thing. And then David has milk because that's his thing. Milk, not milk, milk. So yeah, they have a great date. They kind of talk about how the trip went and their relationship, and they talk about their, I'm gonna cry. It's really touching. They talk about their future together and their desire to get married and what that's gonna be like and what candy they're gonna have on the table when they're married. And Abby's talking about how she wants to be his girlfriend and or fiance. I think it's really wonderful. And then at the end of the date, David gives her a Tiffany necklace that says, what is it? Like Lioness Africa 2022. Like a really, really nice gift to remember the trip. And she's just loving it. She was looking for somebody to treat her like a princess. And he does that. And I think vice versa. They're really sweet together. They make a good team. And I hope that it continues for them and they're able to just love each other. Keep loving each other. Because you can definitely tell that they do love each other. Oh, I totally forgot. At the end, they sing Can You Feel the Love Tonight together, which I thought was sweet. I've seen other references to that on Instagram of people calling that sweet, but I want to just talk a little bit about why that's sweet. Sometimes as an autistic person, it can be difficult to talk about one's feelings. And I know that in that moment, perhaps that might have been the case and they were using the song to illustrate how they were feeling. And it had to do with their favorite subject and they were in Africa. It was great. Love those two. Hopefully I can meet them someday and thank them for their bravery to be on the show and put themselves out there like that. That's crazy to be able to do that. Sorry, I don't mean crazy as in like crazy. I mean like it's brave in a way that I don't know that I could be so brave. I know that when I do these videos and I have hundreds of people who watch me, I just pretend that nobody is watching me or it's just talking to one person. Otherwise, I get too nervous. So maybe that's what they do. I don't know. Oh, this is the, other than that, this is just the roundup at the end when they're talking about what's going on because they didn't do everybody from the series in the last episode. Tanner and Kate, they did stay in touch, but just as friends. Tanner is still interested in dating. Good for you, Tanner. Steve is still dating, but hasn't found the one yet, I think. But I'm so proud of Steve for continuing to date. I think that's awesome. And that's everybody. I think I've updated everybody. Yeah, Connor and Emily are still dating, and he's working up the courage to ask Emily to be his girlfriend. So good luck with that, Connor. That is everything before my camera dies. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Let me know in the comments. Did you like this season? How did you feel about it? Other than the glaring issues I have with Netflix possibly exploiting autistic people and not paying them for entertainment value. What did you think? A lot of people liked it, a lot of people disliked it, so sound off in the comments and let me know what you thought. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time I make other videos, so come back around. Have coffee with me on Mondays. Talk about other stuff. Okay, bye guys.